child health, a diploma in obstetrics, and studied epidemiology, obtaining a master's degree in public health medicine. There's no better person to speak about the medical issues at hand and children being lost in schools than Dr. Vincent Carroll.
It's always a great privilege to stand up here. It's always a great privilege to stand up here and to look down at the vast number of people who've assembled here because we believe in something that's precious, something that's important, something that drives to the very core of our existence, our children, our health, our nation. All these important things are now being undermined by authoritarianism and dictatorial. Yes, clap away, because we need to send out that message. Who would have thought 2 years ago we would be here with this? We're a proud and ancient nation with an ancient people not used to caving under this form of authoritarianism. For centuries we stuck together as a people, looked after each other, and we're one people. Now we are a divided people. Those are immunized, those that are not. Those that report on your neighbours and those that do not. Shame on people who deny their neighbours their freedom. But the question was asked, where are the other teachers? And I will say, where are my colleagues? Where are the other doctors? I will plough on, of course I will, and I want to do so, but it can be a lonely place when you look around and you see your colleagues ashamed of their behaviour but not willing to speak up. And the question is why? Let me tell you why. It's because of the enforcers, the thugs, if you like, within what's called the medical council, who polices the profession, but they now are in the pocket of government. That's all. When a doctor or when any person in the workforce is threatened with their livelihood, threatened with being subtracted from their income, from any function in society, and put on some form of a scrap heap, in fact worse than that, being disgraced through the newspapers and the media, the official media that is, you're not going to speak up. You're going to shy away if somebody like me comes along and says, where were you? Oh, look, folks, I forgive them, I know them, but that's not the point. They should be stronger, they should be standing up, and at the end of all of this, I'm going to call for the replacement of the Medical Council to allow doctors the freedom. Thuggery has no place in democracy. We were told at the end of all of this there would be an evaluation. Isn't that an interesting word? An evaluation. I want accountability. I want, yes. I want there to be no dark shadows where people can scurry away to after this. I want people brought out into the bright light of open day to account for their behaviour. Otherwise, it'll happen again and again and again, because the real experiment in society has been to see how society can behave when threatened with fear. What do? Yes, I mean, when threatened with fear, people unfortunately seem to scurry for cover. Now, those who would claim to be in charge of us, over us, are looking at that and saying, we can do this again, but I'm saying, no, we draw the line here. And you know what? And this hurts me a lot. There is no science behind this. Don't think for 1 minute there's science. There's no science. There is agenda. People use the word experimental vaccines, and people look and say, oh no, this is an extreme point of view. Look, anything that hasn't gone the full range of its medical testing over a 3-year period in most cases is experimental. What else is it? It's been given out in an unproven way. But the real damage done is the damage between families, the damage within families, the damage within society, as people can no longer trust each other, as people wondered who reported on whom, as people wonder who is excluding somebody as a result of a COVID cert, who is on one side and who is on the other. Society has been divided, businesses have been crippled, our entrepreneurial spirit which drives this nation forward has been crushed down, and we are reminded of the dark old days in Middle Europe in the Marxist-Leninist era when people reported on each other, when people were reluctant to involve themselves in protest. But we are here protesting. We know the truth. We stand for truth. We stand for integrity, and we are here. And for those people, and I suspect that's not us, who woke up this morning and said a bright new dawn has occurred, the restrictions are taken off. You know what? When I was rushing in here, I had the car wireless on, and I heard, and it's fascinating, a well-known figure who advised us, NEFIT, speaking about a new variant, the Denmark B24 variant. Oh yes, it's coming our way. And to just put the jab in a little bit more, we were told that there's very little cross-sharing of antibodies with Omicron. So here we go again. Well, I say no, we stand firm. Everybody knows, every medical student knows that upper respiratory viruses mutate. It's in their nature to do so. We all know, that the president of the South African Medical Association, Angelina Cozy, speculated that Omicron variant will in fact contribute to herd immunity. She saw it as a positive thing, and what did we do? We did not ask her opinion. NEFIT does its own thing. NEFIT needs to be firstly abolished. The medical council. The medical council needs to be abolished. There's a need for an inquiry to get full and transparent accountability. And there is a need to look at those in Dáil Éireann, those people who betrayed us, who failed to give leadership. And as usual, it's the weakest link in the chain that suffers. We heard about the children. We heard about how they sit in school. Children learn very often by facial expression. It's not my job to say that. Teachers will be more expert than me at this, but I will tell you, a child looks at your facial expression, looks for signs of approbation, looks for signs, the smile, the sense of approval. Children love and they thrive on that, and it's their way of communicating as well. We have abolished that communication from people, and this will cause developmental delay. This will adversely impact on the socialization skills of children. We should be ashamed to allow that to happen.
Shame on them! 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 Shame on them!
But we must stand firm. We must not give in. We must not be bought off by false promises of the opening up of society. As said earlier, I don't care if I get off my pint. I'm more concerned about children in schools wearing masks. You don't purchase me, I'm not for sale, and none of us are for sale, none of us are for purchase. But we must call upon as well the strength and embracing presence of people beyond our shores, the rest of Europe as well. I see flags from other countries out here. Thank you for being here, for France, for Italy, for Czech. Because we stand together as brothers, as part of the European family of nations, and the great Irish diaspora that I spoke about yesterday. Out there, we need to draw upon all the strengths that we have to stand up against this authoritarianism, to rejig Irish society, certainly politically, and above all, never, ever, ever, ever to let this happen again. Thank you.